Okay, I think we're streaming. Everything looks good. Mic's on. Alright. So, what's up? 5:30 a.m. It's funny, the way I stream, it kind of looks like I miss days. I just start streaming later or earlier. I don't know. Anyway, what was I thinking about? Oh yeah, I've been going through a bunch of music. So right now I'm just listening to my playlist because I keep getting copyrighted stuff still, even with the retro music. And the problem is when they get copyrighted and I listen to it, I can't identify the song at all. Usually it's like some obscure Japanese game or Sega game or something, I don't know, but they're the ones copywriting. So what I've been doing the last couple hours, or actually last while, I'm going through all my songs. I'm removing everything that's copyrighted, and I'm just gonna make a huge list of all the ones I like. And then I think in one of the future streams, I'm gonna play them in order, and I'll put it up I'll put it up on the screen so I can see what song's playing, and we'll just do it like that, and just whatever gets copyrighted, I'll remove from the playlist forever. But right now, all these playlists that I've added, there's a bunch of good stuff on them. So I'm just listening to the playlist individually and grabbing any songs that stand out to me to add to my playlist. Because I'm cutting out so many copyrighted songs, I need more to fill it out. So that's why we're just going to listen to a bunch of PlayStation songs for this stream. This Zero Divide game, I've never played it, but it's got some really good music. Not really this one. This one's okay. I don't want just okay songs. I want stuff that makes me go, oh, that was good. That's the kind of thing I'm looking for. Alright, so what did I do? I did a bunch of stuff, actually. I've been busy. I'll show you it all. Okay, first I gotta remember where we left off. We definitely didn't leave off with this guy. What did we leave off with? The creeper tops, right? Did I show that on stream? Did I just save and quit? I'm pretty sure we were working on this guy. God, I don't remember. It's only been a day. It's funny that I would have closed it though. I definitely did though. Okay, well, let's just bring this back up just in case. I don't remember where I left off, but I can still show it. This was his death animation. I mean, it's pretty simple. I match the colors. He does, like, these two frames will be repeated a few while he makes a sound, and then he falls down. And then it's matched up to where this guy can kind of like sit on the corpse. So that's fine. I think this guy gets rescaled down a little or something. I'm not exactly sure. But that was that. Yeah. Don't save. Okay, then after that one I did this fly. So what I did for him, I cut him up. Most of my insects I have explode into chunks and then they, you know, just kind of disappear. But because this is like a really large fly, like this thing's huge, it's like the size of a bear, I'm going to do it a little bit differently, plus it'll be a little more fun. So I just cut them into little pieces. So I got the wings separated, and I'll put two of these objects come flying off of them when you kill them. I got the head will come off. The front legs, there'll be two of them, they'll come off, I'll double that up. The cool thing is I can just take one of them and just duplicate it because they look the same basically. So I can kind of cheat it to show a bunch of parts going flying. Alright, and then as far as this part, so this is the mid leg, the back leg, the body. Okay, I'm going to have the butt come off as well. So basically, all the stuff on the outside is going to come off when you attack it. And I think because this thing's so large, it'll just like stay on screen. The other stuff will kind of vanish. I'm not exactly sure, but maybe when you attack the butt again, it breaks and gets destroyed. The idea behind this one is it leaves a corpse that you can interact with. So instead of just you kill it and it disappears, or you kill it and it becomes a background object, this one is you kill it, most of the stuff flies off, some of it remains behind that you can keep attacking just for the fun of it, because it's, you know, enjoyable. And it's quirky. It's good to have some quirks every now and then. So the butt, it'll probably come off. It might be like an interactable, destructible object or something. Okay, and then the final bit, this will just be sitting there where you killed it. It's dead. I might have like a little blood splatter coming out of it, but I want it to make it to where when you attack it once, the middle legs will come off and they'll go flying or whatever, and then I'll just have the whole thing like, where's the camera? I have the whole thing like slop over, or, you know, like fall. And then you attack it again, the back legs will fly off, and then you're left with just the body chunk. And then I'll have the body chunk become like a little rolling boulder. So anytime you attack it, it'll just like roll around and like shoot little bits of blood or whatever. Maybe I'll have it to where if you attack it enough times, it'll actually destroy completely. And I'll just have like a bunch of blood and a sound effect or something like that. So yeah, it's an easy death animation to make. Most of it's done on like the coding side, but it's something to make it kind of fun and interesting when it happens. So that's what I did with him. I'm gonna save this again, and I can close this. Also, for that fly, I had to draw acid for it. The flies and the maggots shoot acid. So I went back into that poison projectile I drew, and I just made some new stuff. Well, for the acid, it's like a little glob of orange goo or whatever, and that's kind of the idea. And I made it kind of circular. So I think the idea is I'm gonna make it, when it flies through the air, I don't know if you've ever seen like a Zelda bubble before, but the Zelda bubble like squishes that way and this way, right? It does like this. And you can do that through the the way it's drawn on in Game Maker or in code. So I'm gonna do it through code. So it'll just like squash and whatever. And if it ever builds up a whole bunch of speed, I'll have it swapped to this one, and then it'll just, yeah, it'll look like it's a fast moving globule. And then if it ever hits the ground or hits a character or anything, I made this little small drop. I'll make a couple of them and have them splash. And then I might do some like particle effects with that as well. And then when those drops hit, they'll create some of this mist, either one of the two. I made two of them just for some variance. But that mist just like expands and goes up or goes in the direction that it was flying. I've done that before with old projectiles, but hopefully this looks a little better. That's kind of like what the acid is like. The poison is kind of similar. I use that poison that I drew before. So the poison's always going to be moving fast. I think that's how I'm going to do it. If it gets lobbed, it'll be an acid. If it gets like shot or squirted, you know, that kind of, it'll be a poison. So they'll both kind of behave differently as projectiles, because there's a couple creatures that some of them use poison, some of them use acid. There's no sense making unique ones for each of them. I'll just like have like a type of projectile it could be, and I think that might be better because it makes it more familiar. So that's poison projectile, and then I've just got like 3 types of mist for this. It's supposed to, compared to the acid, which is kind of remains wet, it remains liquidy, the poison just kind of evaporates as soon as it hits something. So I thought that would just seem better. Okay, so those are those projectiles, and they're done. I'll save this. We don't need this, so I'm gonna go ahead and close it. Okay, this guy, these are the maggot version of those flies. So all I did for him, I kind of already had an animation for this, so I just reused it. All I had to do is remove the head, so the head's a separate piece. So basically when you attack it, the head will go flying off, probably vanish. or it might stay on screen, I don't know. And then this animation will play, and I'll just have it play super fast, like it's wiggling back and forth real quick as it spray, and it's going to spray. It's basically like a big blood fountain. It'll be spraying stuff. And these things, they're not always on the ground. Sometimes they're on the ceiling, sometimes they're on a wall. So it doesn't matter how it is, it's just going to spray in the direction that it's clinging. And then because of how it can be in multiple places, I just made 3 kind of death states. So there's one where it's drooping this way, there's one where it's hanging, so if it's directly on the ceiling it'll just hang straight down and it'll stay there as a corpse, and then one if it's hanging that way. So it's really all that was. Pretty simple. This is one of the, just to talk about Earthquake, this is one of the monsters I made. I was trying to give things texture, but I broke the rule of consistency. So if you watch this animation, watch how like the spots on it change every single frame. And you see they like shift around. There's no way to get it perfect. I mean, those brushes are supposed to be kind of chaotic. I'm gonna keep it like it is. I'm not gonna fix it because I don't know, it's kind of unique. But if I ever did it again, I wouldn't do it that way. I'd make them textures that have to remain consistent somehow. The bottom of them stands out the most to me. It's just shifting around a lot. I do wonder how hard it would be to remove those textures though, if I was gonna do it. Let's see. Is it just an overlay? It's not hard at all. In fact, all I have to do is that and it's gone. Looks like it's got some blank spots. Oh, okay. Yeah, it does. I probably did something different from what the sketch was like. I mean, they're already in the game. Do I want to fix it? I'm not going to. I'm going to keep it like it is. I made the mistake. I learned from it. It's going to stay like that. Maybe it's interesting to, you know, I've talked about this before, but sometimes the most interesting things, or the things that make, okay, how the hell do I explain this? What makes something interesting is sometimes its flaws is the most, like, I don't know, enjoyable part. You start off and you're like, what's wrong? This guy's got such a weird voice. It sounds like somebody punched him in the throat. But the more you listen to him, you're like, well, it's unique though, too, right? So he's interesting to listen to. I like the way he says this word or something, right? That's kind of how it is. Like, I think it's nice to accept flaws because usually that's also, you know, flaws make stuff stand out too. I used this example before, but in the TV show Lupin the Third, I believe it was Lupin the Third. It could have also been some other anime, but there's this whole like story about this girl who had like this big outrageous nose, and her boyfriend or whatever always made fun of her nose, and then she went and got like plastic surgery to get it fixed, and the boyfriend like hated it. Like, she had a normal nose now, but somewhere, even though he's always making fun of it, deep down he liked that, you know. So it's one of those things. Like, I liked your big goofy nose. It's what made you you. So you can think of that when it comes to like making mistakes in animation as well, or anything you do really. That sometimes those mistakes can be attractive. So fuck it, move on. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to save this and move on. That's my defense. I think it makes a lot of sense too. Okay, so fly and bat and then this guy are done. Everything I'm finishing, I'm putting in this folder just so I can keep track of it, and it cleans up my desktop a bit more. I need to get like a good Now that I've learned that I absolutely hate headphones that go on the ears, I'm gonna buy one of those ones that sits on the neck, kind of like I've been wearing it. I should just shop on Amazon and get some. Because of my tinnitus, I just can't take headphones anymore. They drive me insane. They make my tinnitus way worse. Okay, so we're doing this guy's death animation. I skipped it too. I have no idea what to do though. I haven't thought about this. I thought about it a little, but I still don't know. But we'll take a look at it. So this is what we got. This is the Gox. I call them the Gox because he's a mix between a... Actually, why the hell did I call him a Gox? I think it was Gecko and Ox, but he's clearly more chameleon. Actually, I think I changed that later. He had a frill at some point, I think. And then I removed that. Maybe in the sketch he had more of a iguana shape. Now I gave him like this weird catfish mouth. I don't know. It's a weird creature. This is supposed to be one of the sillier ones. Yeah, if I had something that would hold my headphones like right about here, that would be great. I'm gonna get one of those neck harnessed ones. Because down here, it's just barely, it's not that great. It doesn't have good sound quality. And in fact, maybe I just sort through this music later. This is from the game Power Shovel. So many unique games on the PlayStation I never played. I'm gonna go back to the other playlist, just because I can't really hear it. And I don't want to miss songs that I might enjoy otherwise. There we go. Okay. So yeah, this is supposed to be more of a silly enemy. All he does is sit around and shoot his tail out, shoot his tongue out every now and then slowly pull it back in. He's supposed to have a quirk to where if one of these other kind of bug enemies lands on his tongue, it'll get stuck and he'll eat it. So I don't know if I want to do like, I could do like a single frame of that bug getting sucked into the mouth as I delete the bug, right, and put it over the mouth. Just to make it read that it got eaten and it doesn't just disappear. I could also, instead of doing that, I have it to where as soon as it gets to the mouth, I just explode the bug, which would be the easiest way to do it. I'll just set its HP to 0. I might do it that way, because I don't have to do anything, and it's still fine. It shows that it dies if it gets eaten. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So all this guy has to do is die, explode. Let's see what we've got. I don't have a palette. I wonder if I should do what I did before. Well, before we do anything, I need to know what the hell I'm doing. He's gonna die. I definitely want him to die in a unique way. I think I've thought about in the past making it to where his tongue burns up like a fuse and then he just explodes, which is kind of silly. It just turns him to a giant like fuse, you know, bomb with a fuse on it. That would be something goofy. But the problem with that is if he happens to die when his tongue is like super close to his face or in his mouth, then I would be doing two animations, right? I could have it shoot out and then play the animation, but I don't know. It's kind of weird. How else can we kill it? These things are in caves. I could do an environmental death. That's something I haven't really messed with. So I'm not sure what that would be. It would be something like him. I don't know. I could do that if he was like in a volcano, which is a cool idea that I should save for later. One of my volcano monsters, they should fall into like the lava and get turned into a skeleton or something. That would be cool. But as far as the cave, the only thing we could really use is like stalactites or something. You'll probably only run into like 2 of these in the entire game. Any like long stretch of a hallway that I can put one, because they're pretty big. They shoot their tongue across the whole room. Huh. You know what would be fun? If I had like it fall down and then a bunch of like scratching and tearing happens to its like belly, and then a bunch of those monsters that gets, you know, pulled inside of it. Or maybe let's just say one of those monsters burst out of it because, like, I don't know, for some reason when it died it couldn't contain it anymore, and then it becomes a monster, another monster. This is a really cool idea. It's definitely something, if I'm not going to use here, I need to use later. Okay. I'm really liking that. Let me think about it. Let me look at stuff. I pulled over more videos now, so I got most of my monsters here. So this is one of the things, the cave gremlin. This is what's supposed to get sucked up and eaten by it. These little things, they like jump around all over the place and walk really fast. They're just little scurrying cricket things. So I could have one of these like burst out of it. And all I have to do is show like, to have it fall over or whatever, and have just like some claw marks getting scratched from the outside, and then I just spawn one of these things in. I could have like a bursting open animation. I don't have to show it inside of it, right? It'll like come out of the shadows of the stomach. I like that idea a lot. I'm trying to think, what else is inside the caves though, in case I want to use something else. Same idea, different monster. I gotta pull up an old folder. I've got so many notes on this game. Okay, in the cave, we have... Oh yeah. Okay, so the merman's in there. The pacadillo. Spike turtle. The gremlins, the things that I just showed. And the cave trolls. Honestly, the best choice out of all that is the little gremlin thing. Okay, I'm gonna do the gremlin thing. I think it's a cool idea, and it's unique. And the cool part is you kill one monster, another monster spawns from the corpse, which could be fun. And yeah, something I haven't done yet. So, best way to do that, we're just gonna animate it falling down. I think. I hate animating falling down. I wonder if I could go online and find a picture, and find a video of a cow falling over. I bet I could. I mean, there's lots of cow tipping videos, and use it as reference. Oh, let's look. Oh, I remember this one actually. There's a video of a cow that like falls over backwards. I think I've seen this. Oh, that's right. It's trying to mount another cow. It's a bull. And it just falls over. It's okay. I gotta show this. It'll be tiny though. Yeah, look at this. It's so goofy. That's a really fucked up video too. The more you look at it. I mean, it would kind of be best if it did like the behemoth does and falls back into the background. Because then its stomach will be facing us in the perfect angle for what we're doing. If its tongue happens to be out when you kill him, I'm just gonna have it snap in. I'm not gonna do anything special. We'll do it the easiest way. I'm just thinking of all the ways I could have it fall over. I mean, it can like go to its knees like a cow sits down. It could just flop forward, flop backwards. It could do a big flip, fall that way, you know, towards the background. I could also have the thing inside of it split it in half as it breaks out. And then I just have the two chunks, you know, fall that way. I kind of like that. It's even more violent, but the cool part is it's even easier to animate because all I'm doing is having it split in half and fall over. I'd have to animate the tail. We can keep the legs like stiff. I'd have to animate the head too as it flops down. Is that easier? It's cooler. World of cool. I don't want to animate this thing too much. It's got stripes. Stripes are always a pain in the ass. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is grab the first frame though. Because regardless of what I do, I think I'm gonna end up copying some stuff. So I might as well just grab it. down there. How in the world do I even count this? Alright, we're definitely going to do the cooler of the options, so it's going to be a bit of animation. Okay. So I have to show like a cut coming into it. So I could do like 3 frames of a cut forming, so it starts small, gets bigger, and then it's at its full size. And then I do like 2 more quick ones where it's just like 3 claw slits. Right, so the first one's cutting it in half essentially, but it's not opened up yet. It's just showing that a cut formed right down the middle. And actually, instead of doing like a perfect vertical split, I should do like a bit of an angle. So yeah, like 3 frames to do that. 2 frames for the other cuts, which will happen in 3 frames. Okay, so that's 6. Okay, all the cuts should be done at this point. And here's where it flops down and it spawns. I'm probably going to spawn like 2 of these cave cricket things coming out of it. Let's just have it fall down in like 4 frames or as quick as we can do. I don't want to get more than 10 frames, I don't think, for this animation. Oh, what did I do? I gotta check. What did I do? I clicked this? I didn't even click that. How did I do that? None of these buttons in this corner do that. Is it this thing? No. I have no idea. Anyway, this will be the sketch one then. Make a copy. Okay, so the idea, little scratch starts. Okay, so it forms like that. And then we have a new one form here. And another one here. I'll make this look better in the lines. But, I mean, it looks pretty. It looks okay. That's kind of cool. It looks like, yeah, something slashed it, and then these claws come in like something still in there scratching around. And then the next frame is where we split this thing. The best way to do this is, maybe I just throw the line work in this one. Yeah. I'm gonna hide that. I'm gonna make that blue. Oops. There we go. So if I just really simply I'll do this one at a time. So all I'm going to do is just make the line work fall over, and then I'll sketch in the parts that change. I think that's the quickest, cheatiest way to do it. And it also gives me some line work to work with. So this one needs to be like almost there. And I got one of like contact and one of settle. So if I do it this way, I'm gonna have to move this whole thing. Oh no, this is silly. It's got to flop over. It's not just going to stay there. I mean, I could make it stay there where its head just bends up. It's just so goofy. I mean, it's okay if it's goofy too. That makes it even funnier. And then the next one should be where it settles. This might have happened too quick, but I don't know. I don't want it to be that complicated. Do like this. So stupid. So slash and then just falls apart.
I can learn to understand you much better if I can get familiar with the way you talk.
Was that part of the music or was that fucking Cortana? It had to be part of the music. What the fuck? The sound's muted on this thing. God damn Microsoft. What have you done to my computer? Okay, let's try that again. Slash. It's so goofy. I mean, I'm going to make it look nicer by having things shift into form. But just the idea of it is so dumb. I kind of love it because it's so stupid. It just cracks open like an egg. Alright, what has to change? Well, the eye has to close. That has to move. I don't think much of it changes here. I'm gonna have to redraw those lines. Whatever, this is just so I get the gist of it. It's just so dumb. Do the tail next. Let's see. I'm gonna try to make it look like this is wrinkled up to squeeze in all that space. I'm gonna end up redrawing all of these, I think. All these lines. There's no reason to copy stuff. I'll just try and trace them as best I can. So all of these are considered sketch lines by the end. So stupid. Why do I like it? It's dumb. Okay, let's be honest. I don't think I have a death in this game. I've got some silly ones, but this is clearly the just dumbest one. And I like it for that fact alone. That it's just so absurd that it splits down the middle and just flops up. Like that. It's, I don't know, it just makes me happy. We're good. I'm gonna do it, even though it's so weird. It's jank, but I think it's charming because it's so jank. So I know it's jank, but I'm going to continue doing it anyway. I'm going to just pull this off and set it up here for now. Okay, so I gotta show like this tail getting all squished up. I'm gonna just say it goes into the background because that's easier. So I save this piece up here so that I can directly reference what's supposed to be there. I don't have it like that, like it curled up or something. I don't like that. I'll just have it disappear. Okay, so all I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna have like some signs of broken rib bone or something here. Just two of those and a bit of bone sticking here. And that should be good enough. Maybe a little something here as well. What I can do. This will work. I'm gonna add it to two of them. just so these stay consistent. I use that word a lot, don't I? Well, it's a very important word. Like if the bones shift around a lot during the animation, as goofy as it is, it'll still look weird. So anywhere you can get away with copying and pasting, do it. Well, that's not necessarily true. I know an artist, he draws everything from scratch, and I think it actually looks really good. It's just like, think of it as a different type of style. Everything's free flowing, and even though a lot of it doesn't line up well, it ends up looking good anyway, just because it looks so, I don't know. Can't really describe it, but it looks good. Okay. What a goofy animation. So what I'm going to do, basically at this frame, I will spawn the two monsters there, and maybe just have some blood splatter go everywhere. So a big burst of blood right there. Two new enemies spawn in, and then this should also, another reason that it doesn't matter that this animation is so goofy and jank is it's not going to be paid attention to as much as the new enemies that just showed up. Like if you look at it out of context, it's even sillier than in the game. So it probably won't even go noticed. I do love how goofy it is. It's just so stupid. It makes me laugh. Alright, that's her sketch. Let me make something out of that. So I was saying I was going to draw the lines. Well, the thing is, he doesn't move for the first couple frames, so I definitely want to copy everything up to this frame, and then I'll start drawing everything from here. So yeah, 1 through 6, I'm just basically copying and pasting a bunch of this. Okay, let me think. Two things I want to do. It's just to make the sketch completely red. Okay, so take this, make 4 of them. Yeah, it still works. In this way, all my shadows and colors and everything, I don't have to draw them, that's good, but they stay consistent too, they don't move. Before I do that, I need these colors because I don't have a palette. Okay. Grab all these colors. That's really it. It's that, and there's some sort of off gray here. If I can grab it. I think I got it. Okay. Okay, focus on the line work first. Well, in fact, we can get rid of this because it's in the way. There we go. This makes me laugh. Every time I see them just split open. It's so tough. I haven't made myself laugh at an animation in a long time. I just like how stupid it is. Then he just splits open and falls. Why, why does that tickle me so much? Right, let's make a scratch. I wonder if I should do this with black outline or not. I guess so. It also seems like it would be better if it had some like tearing to it. So maybe I should just use like, I should turn the stabilization down a bit. Oh yeah, I jacked up the size of this quite a bit. Pretty close. Honestly, if I just follow the sketch pencil that I left in there, it'll be kinda good. Because the pencil was chaotic enough. That means I can probably just erase. Well, I don't want to erase lines unless I have to. Or to look weird. Okay, actually this needs to be copied. So I should 4, 5, 6. I left my Twitch on yesterday. I was watching somebody and I just left them a view. By the time I woke up this morning, I was on some weird, I think it was an ASMR stream. I had this like Asian girl breathing into the mic really closely. It was so weird. I was like, that's a thing. I don't know what host I went through or what raids I went through to get there. It's weird because it's so different from what I left off. I was just watching an animator. And somehow it got to that. Oh god. Okay, so I copy this and I'll do the other parts themselves. And then that'll be its own thing. And before I do that, I want to make sure this is good. It's okay if it's a little rough, because it's supposed to be rough. It's a tear. I think that's fine. I'm glad I did this one first, because it turns out I gotta copy that by one frame. Completely forgot about that. I wish I could listen to normal music again. Well, I mean, I'm gonna stream for like another hour or two. It doesn't matter too much. You know something I forgot? I'm gonna have to copy these two scratches over too. It shouldn't be too hard. I should just be able to plug them in because they got the stripes there. Just kind of match it to where it should go. That way that they go as well. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I guess I need to do it in a sketch. Um, I want to draw each of these frames again. I guess I just copy that part. Yeah, I could do that. Alright, so just grab the part I want. I'm just going to put them where they go, clean them up, each frame. And then I'll draw everything else here in a second. It doesn't have to be perfect, it's just going to be pretty close. You know what I really want? I want an Area 51 arcade cabinet. But honestly, I was thinking about it. One, to buy that, they're very expensive. It's like between $1 and $2 grand if you want one. But what I think I'd rather have, I just want like a shooting arcade cabinet, right? With the light gun. And put a bunch of like those old shooting arcade games on it. I was thinking about making my own arcade cabinet. The weird part is like, I could make an arcade cabinet. I've looked it up and I know how to do it. But if it's just a normal game, you know, what's the point? I could just play it on my computer. You know, it wouldn't ever really get used. But if it was one with the light gun, then it, you know, it'd be fun. I love that old Area 51 game because you could like get credits on both the players and you can dual wield pistols. It was always fun. One of the few that it works really good if you want to play two players or play both players yourself. Which a lot of them doesn't, they're not like designed well for that. Which I don't know if they ever had that intention. Because if they did, I mean, it's a really good idea when you consider that you're getting twice the money for a different style of play, right? They should advertise that on the arcade cabinet and make the game play well with it too. Usually those games, if you play two players, they put a lot more enemies on screen. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. I wonder if they actually sell like I'm sure they do. Those light guns as like a PC adapter or a PC version, USB light gun. I don't know because like I know how Duck Hunt works. Basically when you shoot the screen, it flashes white, but in one frame of it there's a little white box where the target's supposed to be, and the gun kind of like it senses, it looks for a white box. So if the gun doesn't see the white box, it knows it missed. But I think the more modern arcade cabinets, I don't know if they use that. I'm pretty sure they use something better because that's old. I don't know. I'd like to look that stuff up. You're gonna get the feeling of an arcade shooter from VR too. My VR doesn't work, so. I got nothing that lets me relieve that itch. I liked it. A little while ago, I was looking at my game and I was trying to identify like what kind of quirks I had in the game. The quirks are something that I really like in Metroidvania, specifically like Castlevania. That game would have just these weird things that would happen. They're not really so much gameplay related. It's just like an unusual behavior with the game. And I think they're really important for that type of game. Because I've played other Metroidvanias that have like no quirks. It's just pretty straightforward. There's something about finding a unique interaction in the world that makes the exploration more fun. Because you never know what you're going to run across. You know, once you set the precedent that some weird stuff could happen, it'll make the whole game kind of feel like anything could happen. But yeah, when I started, well, when I was looking at these animations, I made a list of like what quirks were in my game, and I had like very few. For liking the idea so much, I didn't actually put it in, because the thing about a quirk is it's extra stuff making a feature that will probably never be seen, right? It's extra man hours making something very obscure. So it is hard to throw stuff in there. But just through doing death animations and, you know, these little character stuff, I've been able to throw in all kinds of quirks. Most of these character related. But the idea that, like the way the fly dies, that it leaves this corpse behind that you can play with is a fun little quirk. Or the way the behemoth dies, it leaves that corpse that gets affected throughout the game and results in like a little trophy appearing at the house. I had a few other ones. I made one. I want my rivers to have like little fish in them, or fish shadows. And I thought it would be cool if like the shaman's got a lightning attack. So if the shaman like hits water with lightning, I want it to make a little effect and have it kill all the fish. All the fish just kind of like rise to the top. I thought that would be a fun quirk. Something that, you know, not many players will notice because it could just happen that you're attacking a monster and you accidentally kill all the fish in the pond. I mean, it could just be it's just a fun little thing to find, a little Easter egg kind of thing. I guess you can call quirks kind of like Easter eggs. They're kind of like that. And this is one of them, the way the Gux eats these little cave gremlins. It's not something you're going to run across, but if it just happens to happen, it's a funny little interaction between the two enemies. Okay. I really do want to know where it's coming from there. Yeah. I'm gonna make it make a slight frowny face as it dies too. It's very subtle, but maybe it'll read. Or should I copy the feet? I mean, it's kind of too late now. I should have, because the feet don't move, at least for 3 frames. Oh well, I'm gonna have one of the feet dancing around a bit. At this point, the animation or the process here becomes pretty simple. I'm just tracing lines. That was almost really good. At the end of it, I'll add in some I like doing sprite blood, a very dark, because it looks really nice on top of the in-game blood. It adds more particles flying around. Like, I got 3 different types. I've got particle system type blood, and I've got actual object blood that flies out and splatters. And then add in the sprite blood. It just makes a lot of different types all put together to make kind of a chaotic effect of blood splattering around. But yeah, at this point, I think I might just go ahead and cut off the stream. So it's a smaller YouTube video at 1 hour and 30 minutes, because all I'm going to do for the rest of this time, trace this outline, fill it in, color it, shade it, same stuff I've done in previous videos. Just a lot of busy work. And I want to listen to podcasts or something, so I can't really do that while I'm streaming. I don't see any reason to just keep streaming this. But the next stream I do, I will show what I did and what the end effect or the end result looked like. And hopefully I can do a couple extra things off stream. I wonder what's next. After this, some effects stuff. Luckily, I've done a couple of these already just by making all that poison and acid stuff. So I'm gonna get through these pretty quick. There's a couple more death animations are the big ones. The death animations take a little while. But yeah, that's it. I'm in the stream here. Later.